and welcome to the very first episode of Mental Health Weekly Update with your host and creator, Heather Jade Wright. I'm a licensed therapist, to be exact, a licensed clinical social worker. My goal with this is to provide you with focused, helpful information and resources, all to do with mental health. I want to destigmatize the SHIT out of mental health and get out as much helpful information and bring light to issues that need to be looked at. And man, I'm really excited to finally be starting this. All right, so let's get into the news of mental health. Okay, quick. Name 3 things you're grateful for. Now, how do you feel? Well, according to recent research, if you're already suffering from depression or anxiety, you're not feeling any better. A new study from Ohio State University looked at the effectiveness of gratitude interventions on reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression. The results show that the gratitude interventions had limited benefits at best. Okay, look, that's not to say that gratitude doesn't have its place. But if you're struggling with anxiety or depression and someone tells you to just focus on all the positives in your life, you have so much to be grateful for, or just encourages you to make a gratitude list, Oprah said to do it. Look, it most likely has the effect of making you want to punch them in the face or at least feel frustrated and like they don't understand. Gratitude definitely can be helpful, but just not when we're deep in the woods of anxiety and depression. So if you have a friend or loved one dealing with anxiety or depression, instead of encouraging them to focus on having an attitude of gratitude, just sit with your friend or loved one and ask them about their experience. Don't try to make it better. Just be with them. Bear witness to their pain. Who knows? Then they may naturally start feeling gratitude for your support. In a study conducted by researchers at Stanford University, a new form of magnetic brain stimulation was found to relieve symptoms of severe depression in 90% of participants. The treatment is called SAINT, which stands for Stanford Accelerated Intelligent Neuromodulation Therapy, and it's approved by the FDA. The only side effects found so far were fatigue and some discomfort during treatment. The fact that 90% of participants experience relief is a big deal, considering that the gold standard in this type of treatment, which is electroconvulsive therapy, it only has a 48% remission rate. So this is really exciting. More details about the treatment: it involves 10 sessions per day of 10-minute treatments with 50-minute breaks in between. Now, this sounds like a lot, but on average, they found that just 3 days of the treatment was enough for participants to have relief from depression. And with all of these news updates, I've placed links for more information down below and the specific news articles that I gathered my information from. With schools being closed due to COVID-19, there's a major decline in abuse reports. Contrary to what that sounds like, it's not a good thing, since it's not likely that abuse has actually decreased, but more likely that instead less reports are being made because children are stuck at home with their abuser and no one to see the signs. To put this further into perspective, the child abuse report rate in Massachusetts has fallen 50% during the coronavirus pandemic. And likewise, in Virginia, from mid-March to mid-April, abuse reports were 62% lower as compared to the same time period last year. With the cases that are coming to light, sadly, it's usually with children so severely injured that they end up in the ER or intensive care. So what can we do about this besides feel helpless? Well, if there are any children in your life that you have any concern about, offer to connect with them via phone calls, FaceTime, texting, social media. If they tell you anything that's concerning, please take it seriously. And if you suspect that they're being hurt in any way, whether it's physically, emotionally, psychologically, don't be afraid to ask them about it. Some children are just not going to offer up that kind of information unless you ask specific questions. Now, in the state of Tennessee, where I currently live, everyone is a mandated reporter under state law. Yep, not just healthcare workers or doctors, therapists, teachers. Anyone who suspects child abuse is mandated to report. Other states are different, but either way, if you suspect abuse, report it. And remember that, or keep in mind, if you didn't know, that you can stay anonymous if you do place a report. And every state hotline is a different number, so I can't really provide you with that, but it's easily Googleable, if that's a word. And also, if for some reason you can't Google it, all you have to do is, from most states, you can dial 211 and ask them, tell them that you need to place a report, and they'll connect you with the hotline. And with that said, I really want to acknowledge our Department of Children's Services workers, because they are frontline workers, and as always, they should be honored and acknowledged, and especially right now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Trigger warning, this next news update is a sensitive subject. I want to honor Dr. Breene. Sadly, she died by suicide on Sunday, April 26th. She was an ER doctor at New York Presbyterian Allen Hospital. The New York Times published a beautiful article honoring her. Look, this is not something to just be sad about. It's something to be angry about. We have to take care of our healthcare workers, or we'll continue to see this situation repeat itself. It is heartbreaking that thousands of workers have been put in a situation that is making them feel that the only way out is suicide. People that have chosen to work in a helping profession, where our core purpose is to help people to heal. I'm talking about doctors, nurses, mental health therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, teachers, the list goes on. But those people, if we are put into a situation where we're supposed to be helping, but instead, not only do we not have a way to help, but we have to watch as our patient suffers, and there's nothing we can do about it, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the recipe for putting people in the helping profession over the edge. Forget talk about burnout. This is talk about life or death. This has to change. The helpee can only be as healthy as the helper. So we must take care of our helpers in our society. And I hope and pray that this situation further sparks that change. To read more about Dr. Brenner in that New York Times article I suggested, check it out. I'm placing the link, of course, down below. And look, if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, please talk to someone you trust. If you have a therapist, tell your therapist. You can also call the suicide hotline at 1-800-273-8255. Or if you prefer communicating via text, you can text HOME to 741-741. And speaking of options for reaching out for support, through his charity, Prince Harry, formerly Prince, has launched a new mental health website which you can access for free. The website is called HeadFit. There are tons of great self-help tools you can access on the website, including breathing exercises and relaxation techniques. It was made with military persons in mind, but anyone can access the tools for free, and they really are beneficial for everyone. In comment to the launch of the new site, Harry states, quote, "I've long believed the military community should lead the way for the rest of society. For too long, we've been waiting for problems to arise and then reacting to them. HeadFit is a proactive approach to mental fitness, focusing on our own potential to increase our performance using proven methods in sport science," end quote. So to check it out, go to headfit.org. I've checked it out and love it. I'm definitely going to recommend it and use it with my clients. It's a great resource. The Royals are really leading the way in terms of setting the example for supporting our mental health. the royals and former royals, because I'm including Harry and Meghan in that statement. But William and Kate have also launched an online tool. Now, this tool is made to help those coping with stress related to COVID-19. It's called Every Mind Matters. There's a short online questionnaire that you fill out, which then provides you with a plan of action. I filled it out and got my very own plan of care. It really is a helpful way to get organized and prioritize your well-being. I think it's great, and it's also something I'm going to share with clients as a helpful resource. So if you'd like to check it out, go to everymindmatters.co.uk. Okay, that leads us to our final segment. Each week I'm going to highlight a mental health hero. This week I'm choosing the holistic psychologist. Look, not everyone can afford or has access to a therapist, and she posts awesome content that's accessible to anyone with internet access. And even if you do have a therapist, it's a great way to supplement your growth. I highly suggest adding her to your Instagram feed for some uplifting, educational, and freedom-giving content. And check out her YouTube channel for some videos. All right, thanks so much for taking the time to check out this very first episode of Mental Health Weekly Update with me, your host, Heather Jade Wright. I'll be posting a new episode every week, so please like and subscribe and share in an effort to destigmatize the SHIT out of mental health. And if you have any questions or news tips for me, my email is also down below. And just remember to stay present and breathe.